Imagine standing at the edge of a powerful wave, your emotions surging, ready to take control. Now picture choosing to pause, breathe, and ride it with grace instead. That is the essence of learn to control your reactions and gain inner power. In the next 30 seconds, let's explore how mastering a simple pause between stimulus and response can transform stress into composure, conflict into connection, and frustration into focus. When we learn to regulate our emotions, pausing, naming what we feel, accepting it, our amygdala no longer hijacks our mind. Instead, our rational cortex takes the lead, unlocking clarity and true inner strength. As you gain this inner power, you'll find yourself responding thoughtfully, not reactively, no matter what life throws your way. Ready to discover that pause? Let's dive in. Today we will talk about learn to control your reactions and gain inner power. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Understanding the power of reaction control. One of the most overlooked but life-changing skills is the ability to control your reactions. Most people believe that they are naturally emotional, that their immediate responses are simply part of who they are. But the truth is, our reactions are not fixed. They are choices, often unconscious, but choices nonetheless. When we fail to control our reactions, we give away our personal power to other people, situations, and fleeting emotions. Imagine someone insults you. If you lash out in anger, you have allowed them to control your state of mind. But if you respond calmly, you retain your power. This is why reaction control is not just about emotional regulation. It's about inner mastery. Gaining control over your reactions leads to greater emotional intelligence, better decision-making, and a life of intentional peace rather than chaotic impulses. 2. The science behind emotional triggers and reactions. Reactions are often the result of deep-rooted psychological patterns, which are formed through past experiences, emotional conditioning, and even biological wiring. When something triggers us, it activates the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for processing emotions, particularly fear and aggression. The amygdala can hijack rational thinking, causing us to react impulsively. This is why we might say things in anger that we regret later. However, the prefrontal cortex, the logical, decision-making part of the brain, can override these emotional impulses if trained properly. This means controlling reactions is not about suppressing feelings, but about rewiring the brain to pause and choose a better response. 3. The consequences of uncontrolled reactions. When we do not control our reactions, we often damage relationships, miss opportunities, and sabotage our own peace of mind. Uncontrolled reactions lead to unnecessary conflicts, both at work and in personal life. For example, reacting aggressively to constructive criticism can isolate you from valuable feedback and growth. Emotional outbursts can destroy trust in relationships and weaken your professional credibility. Moreover, people who react impulsively often live in a chronic state of stress because they are constantly triggered by small things. Their mood swings become unpredictable, making it hard for others to approach them. Over time, this pattern can result in long-term anxiety, regret, and even physical health issues due to prolonged exposure to stress hormones like cortisol. 4. The art of the pause. The gateway to power. One of the most powerful techniques to control your reactions is practicing the art of the pause. The moment between stimulus and response holds incredible potential. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and renowned psychiatrist, once said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Learning to pause, even for a few seconds, can prevent emotional hijacking. This brief pause allows the rational part of your brain to catch up with your emotions, giving you the opportunity to assess the situation and respond intentionally. The pause can look like taking a deep breath, counting to 5, or even stepping away from the situation momentarily. Over time, the habit of pausing becomes a superpower that separates impulsive reactors from composed leaders. 5. Techniques to build reaction control. Building the ability to control your reactions is like training a muscle. It requires consistent practice. Mindfulness meditation is one of the most effective tools to cultivate self-awareness and present-moment control. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can increase your ability to observe your emotions without being consumed by them. Another powerful technique is journaling. By writing about your emotional triggers and reactions, you begin to see patterns in your behavior and gain the opportunity to correct them. Deep breathing exercises can also quickly shift your body from a reactive state to a calm one by activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Cognitive reframing is another strategy where you consciously choose to see situations from a different, often more compassionate perspective. For example, instead of seeing a rude colleague as a personal enemy, you might view them as someone struggling with their own issues. 6. The role of self-awareness in reaction mastery. Self-awareness is the foundation of reaction control. Without it, we move through life reacting blindly to every emotional trigger. Self-awareness means you understand your emotional patterns, you know what provokes you, and you can feel an emotion rising without immediately acting on it. To develop self-awareness, you need to pay attention to your thoughts and bodily sensations in real time. When your heart rate spikes, when your face gets hot, when your hands clench, these are signs that you're about to react impulsively. Catching these early signals gives you a chance to slow down and redirect your response. Additionally, self-awareness involves honest self-reflection. Why did I react that way? Was it about the situation or something deeper? Often, our strongest reactions come from unresolved pain, insecurity, or ego. 7. Gaining inner power through emotional discipline. When you learn to control your reactions, you naturally develop what can be called inner power. This is not about dominating others, it's about mastering yourself. People who possess inner power remain calm under pressure, make better decisions, and handle adversity with grace. They are not easily manipulated because they cannot be provoked into giving knee-jerk responses. This self-control earns them respect, trust, and influence in both personal and professional environments. Emotional discipline also enhances your ability to focus on long-term goals instead of getting derailed by momentary frustrations. It builds patience, humility, and wisdom. In a world where most people are slaves to their emotions, the ability to remain centered is rare and valuable. Inner power creates a quiet confidence that doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. 8. A lifelong journey of emotional mastery. Learning to control your reactions is not a one-time achievement. It is a lifelong practice. You will have good days and bad days. Sometimes you will still overreact, and that's okay. The goal is not perfection but progress. Every time you catch yourself, pause, and choose a better response, you are strengthening your emotional muscles. Over months and years, this deliberate practice will reshape your identity. You will become someone who is known for composure, patience, and wisdom. This journey will also teach you greater compassion for yourself and others, because you realize that everyone is fighting their own inner battles. Reaction control is a gateway to a more peaceful life, where you no longer feel like a victim of external circumstances. You move through life with greater control, deeper understanding, and quiet strength. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.